So today I wanted to give you a behind the scenes week of how I plan my own day, so that if you're interested in planning your own day, you have an idea of where to start. So just just get right to it. Now I've used each one of those methods from winging it to going using paper. We just make a list of the things I need to get done that day, and then I moved to digital. I began with Todoist. It's just like a task management app where it allows you to list down the tasks you want to do that day and then check them off as you go. And that was before I discovered Notion. It's been a great tool for my daily planning. It's very versatile and you can customize it as and make it as simple or as complicated as you want. That's the beauty of it. So I use Notion, and I'm going to show you how I plan my day in it. So my day begins here every day in the progress zone, and it's divided into tasks for today, tasks for tomorrow, tasks for this week, and then here in this calendar I'll have a monthly view of all the tasks that I need to get done that month. I'll just have like a bird's eye view of them there. Then at the very bottom I'd have any project related to these tasks, any active project, and then my goals, objectives, key results, because it's great to track progress on your goals. And then here I also have a list of just notes to myself on any mindset adjustments I need to make. Also have a list of anything I need to stop doing. I'm just going to give you a sneak peek of what that looks like. So here I'll have do not be late to work. Well, do not obsess over perfection, especially in early drafts. It's something that I know I struggle with. Chronic self-editing. You write a sentence 20 times. So it's just a note to myself to stop doing that. And everything else I feel I need to change. So I have that list there that I review every morning just to remind me of what I need to stop doing or what I need to do better. So for today, I'll have this view when I open up the toggle for today. So I'll have the daybox view. Daybox view is just a way to time block and give each day a theme. So today it will tell me it's a Tuesday today. So it's a marketing Tuesday. All Tuesdays are marketing Tuesdays. So I'll do any marketing related activities on a Tuesday. And I'll show you what that looks like in bigger view. And then I'll have deliberate practice. This is something I borrowed from James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits. And he talks about deliberate practice, which is just being very intentional with the habits that you want to embody or implement in your own life. So you start very, very small, and then you build up on them and make them as big as you want. And you can start as small as you want. So I call that page my deliberate practice page or tab, and I'll have the list of all the habits that I'm tracking for that day. And at the top here, it will automatically calculate my progress. So these are about 10 habits. I don't check off each one of them because I'm slowly build up on them, like my workout. That's what I want to work on next. Doing a midday reset, which is just a midday review of the scripture or meditation or visualization exercise. Then day boxing, that's did I follow the theme for that day? Am I on theme or am I doing activities that are not related to marketing for that day? So I'll check that off at the end of the day. Wind down, same as the midday reset, just a meditation habit or a visualization exercise or reading of the scripture. This is something to wind down in a healthy way. See Netflix. And at the very end here, once I've gotten through those two, I'll have a list of the tasks that I've scheduled for that day. And you'll notice here I have a doing date. So there's usually 2 dates I give myself, the deadline and the doing date. Deadline, we all know, that's the date when you should have that task done. And then way before the deadline is the doing date. This is the date I give myself of when I intend to do the task. And this is something that was inspired by August Bradley. He calls his due date, but I had to make my own variation. So I call mine the doing date, the date when I intend to do something. So I'll assign that date there. Then there'll be now the deadline. Sometimes these tasks don't have deadlines, that's there. But when you set a date for yourself, it just gives your tasks a lot more urgency. So I'll have all those tasks for today there. And you'll notice that they're also grouped. I'll have an MIT group, and a light group, and then the ones with none. So MIT is the most important task. If you've heard of Brian Tracy, he has this method called Eat the Frog, which is like get the most energy consuming or the most difficult task done first thing in your day. So I call mine the most important task because I don't like the idea of eating frogs. No, but yeah, so my most important task, I only have one a day, and it's usually something that's going to take a lot of energy or take a lot of time to do. So I only assign one per day, and then lights just means these are just little tasks yet to do, little yet to do, means that just not as important as the MIT, but they still need to get done today. And then these are the ones that have no MIT or lights, so just tasks. But if I get the MITs and lights done, then I can consider doing this. So, because sometimes you finish tasks early, and you have some spare time, and you still have the energy to do some more. So you kind of pre-plan those there, so they'll be there for you. Okay, and then now at the bottom you'll have tomorrow task schedule for the 12th, today's the 11th, task schedule for tomorrow, the following day, and then just going to show you what that looks like. So I only have 2 for tomorrow, and then when it's tomorrow, it just gets pulled up today. Apologize for any background noise that you hear. And then this week, I'll have any tasks now scheduled. This is a weekly view, same view as the one I showed you here in the calendar, only now this one is filtered out to show only 7 days. So that one shows 30, this one shows 7. So this is calendar view. So if I want to move anything around, I decide, okay, I can't do this on Thursday, I just drag it maybe to a Friday. And the date will change automatically. So since that's a Thursday task, I'm just going to drag it back. You might be wondering, why do I have like 3 of the same dates here? Right? But you'll notice that this one shows an arrow, which means it is actually a connection to another database. Now this one, this list here, July 11th, is connected to the day box. See this first tab, the daily log tab. So that's connected to the day box, and then the other date is connected to my tracking. And I'll show you why I do that. It seems counterintuitive, but I'll show you why I do that. So I'll have one connected to the day box, the daily log. The database is called daily log, so we just pull in the name of that database. And then there's the daily tracking. Now, and I've opened them already. So you see this one with a loudspeaker icon. There it is, and then there's without. So let's look at this one. So this is the day box page. So since today is a Tuesday, it's going to, and you already saw that it told me today is a marketing Tuesday. So it's going to show a small section of that in the progress zone. But this is what it looks like. You can see there's 18 more properties, but I don't want to overwhelm you with too much information. So we're just going to look at what's relevant today. So this is what the page looks like in its entirety. So at the very beginning here is the startup section. And usually I do this section on my phone because lots of these things, the verses I pull from an app, the Bible app by YouVersion. So this is connected to the scripture database, and this is a separate database within. So there's a Zap or an automation I've set up that automatically sends any emails that the YouVersion sends me going to be sent to this database. All I need is just clean up and connect it to the day so that it shows up here. Let me even just show you what that looks like. But when it does, I'll have that verse showing up there, filtered out for this day. So this is filtered to show only the verse that has been allocated to July 11th. So there it is. Okay, so I'll have the verse for the day. But the entire database looks like this. So you'll see here, there is all the verses for July. Since we're on the 11th, it's only 11. And then we'll have for June, etc. Today is assigned to the 11th, and then it will just show up here, where it's filtered out for just that date. And then there's usually an image they also give you, or you can create your own. So when I'm on the phone in the morning, I'll just connect the scripture, add the image, and then make any notes that I need to make, maybe what I've learned from the scripture. I want to practice that day. Right. And then now from there, I'll go and update this is where I do a health check. And this is just a view of now this page. The one we saw for delivery practice. It's a view of this page. Don't update anything here. This just pulls information. But what happens is when I'm on this page, you can see since I had already connected that page in the progress zone right here, for the daily log and tracking, it's going to show me all those tasks that are connected for the 11th. So why I'm doing that is it calculates the output for that day, and it uses the number of tasks that are checked off. So if I check any of these items off, it's going to show how many tasks I've checked off as complete. And at the end of the day, I'll know what my output was. So for today, my intention was to complete 5 tasks. Actually, it's 4 tasks. So if I check all of them off, I'll have 100% output. If it's not, it will just tell me you only completed 3 out of the ones you intended, and that will be output for the day. And now the sleep rating is also an automatic calculation. It just tells me if I slept 6.8, more than 6.8 hours, which is just 6 hours, 50 minutes. This is just the app. This is me. This is the number that the app gives you. I just use it to do my calculations. And then if I slept more than that, it's gonna give me a thumbs up. If I didn't, it's gonna give me a thumbs down. But if I open up all these other properties, you'll see the same things that I'm checking off in the other page get shown here as well, because this is now the page itself, all its glory. So you'll notice there wasn't this number. So if I wanted to update how much what I took that day, I'm gonna put it there. How long I fasted, I'm gonna update it there. If I'm, day boxing, the check boxes show up in the progress, so I don't need to do much here. But I could do it if I wanted. It's just gonna pull up the information. And then now here, I like to track by my BP. I am a person living with high blood pressure, so I like to kind of keep track of my numbers just to see how I'm doing. So I'll enter my systolic, and I'm not gonna bore you with the details of what that is. But just if I was tracking, if I was recording, I'll just take my measurements on my BP machine and then update them here in the morning and in the evening. And then these bars are also an automatic calculation. So if my health is good, it's going to show me the appropriate bar. If I'm on the red zone, it's going to tell me, yeah, I need to do something about that. These ones are pre-filled already in the morning. So, and this is information I'm pulling in from the sleep app, Sleep by Android, I think it's called. So I record what time I went to sleep yesterday, hours and minutes, so that it calculates there. I think you're going to wonder why I'm putting in the time, but there is no property in Notion for that allows you to put in time, so you kind of have to work around it. You just put in sleep, how long you slept in a minute, and then it gets that number for you, and then it just subtracts the two and gives you this one. So it seems counterintuitive, but yeah, you just have to work with it like that. So all I need to do is enter it to sleep hour in minutes and awake hour in minutes. Then the rest are automatically calculated. So for example, last night I slept a good 7 hours. It gives me a thumbs up. So when I come back here, it automatically gets full. And then if I entered any BP readings, the bars show up there. Then this is where now the day box, the whole essence of the day box comes in, right? So it's an activity guide. So every day has a theme. So on Monday, it's usually Client Monday for me. So I'll do anything that's related to client, whether it's a sales page or a Facebook ad campaign I'm working on, a Google Ads campaign, or any meetings I'm having, will get done on Monday. So I have 2 client days, Monday and Wednesday. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays are my content days. So Tuesday I'll do anything that has to do with social media or emails. And Thursdays are when I do my big rock. So any articles that I'm writing, get done that day. Or maybe it's an ebook. So the really, really heavy lifting in terms of content gets done on Thursday. So for today, Tuesday, these are the activities that, anything that falls in this category gets done today. At the bottom here, I'll have what would make today great. Just a list of tasks or action items that I scheduled for myself and I connected to this page. So they'll automatically get pulled here. So you'll see everything that is connected to the 11th is a rule there. There's anything that's unchecked connected today, and this is the status. Put it there. So all of them are there. I'll have the same list I showed you, the stop doing list here. So if I didn't check it in the progress zone, it's here. I can check it again here. And then now the observation, this is pulling from the daily tracking. So here there's a property called observation. And this is usually relevant to the previous day. So on July 11th, on this page, it will pull the observation I made yesterday. So if I make any observation today, it's going to get pulled into tomorrow, the 12th. And it's usually just a note or something that I want to improve on, just an end of day assessment. So it will get pulled here. So this one pulls for July 10th. I notice that sometimes I spend too long on my daily planning, maybe an hour. Okay. So I'm a work in progress. Please don't shoot me. This one, I'm just going to skim through. But the idea is sometimes we read books or we watch something or just someone just says something to you and you think, wow, that is something I would like to live or something I'd like to embody. And then when we don't note it down, it disappears and, we forget about it. but I have a page that to record things like that. Maybe someone said something that I want to remember later on, so I'd put things like that there. So when in the morning, I'll just go and review those ideas that I borrowed from other people. But one is, for example, not obsessing about perfection, something that I learned, and I just add it to this page. There's a lot of private things there, so I'm not gonna show you guys today. Why I called it "Carve Out the Angel." It's inspired by this quote by Michelangelo. It says, "I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set her free." So the idea is, as humans, we are works in progress, so to speak. When you learn something new, try and embody it in your life. Try and mold yourself into something better. So you're working towards an angel, in quote, you know. That's the idea. So that's the morning. Then in the middle of the day, I keep it short. And then I'll also come and update my progress on my habits. So usually in the afternoon, I'm up to here. I've done all these things, so I'm up to here. So I'll come and just update accordingly. Then in the evening, just doing a review of the day. So any action items that I've checked off in the progress zone or even just up here will move. So for example, now today I was intending on recording this. So if I mark this as done, it disappears from the to do and shows up in the down here in the completed today items. And at the end of the day, I'll come and make the observation like we saw on this page in this property. So this one pulls for today, for July 11th. You've seen the other one was pulling for yesterday. This one is filtered out to show for today. So on July 11th, I'll come and make an observation here. So that now tomorrow, this section will get pulled at the middle or the upper part of tomorrow. And that is how I plan my day and review it. Now, this is something that I am teaching in a course that's coming out soon. It's called Workload to Workflow. And originally, I created it for freelancers like me. Those of us who have unstructured time. You don't have someone telling you need to get to work at this time, but sometimes when you're doing work for your own business, you have all the freedom. So with too much unstructured time, we usually, tend not to do things. So it's my way of just showing other freelancers like me, my way of planning my workload for the week, so that, you feel like you're covering all bases, like you're taking care of your business and you're taking care of your clients. You're not leaving any stones unturned. You feel like you're making progress on the work that you're doing. So I'm teaching that in Workload to Workflow. Currently, we are in beta. So I have a few students who are going through the course just to test the material, see if it's going to be helpful. And we are coming out of beta in about 2 weeks. So if it is something that sounds interesting to you and you'd like to learn how to plan your day like this, actually like this is a template I share with you, and it looks more or less the same. Mine is a lot more nuanced, and that one is going to be a lot more simplified. So have your own databases. It's going to also contain the updated versions of the projects and tasks databases that Notion just released. If you use Notion, you can just duplicate it into your own workspace and use it. You will not be building anything from scratch. You'll have this ready for you to just duplicate, connect to your own databases, and you're good to go. So you get this when you sign up for the course. So if this is something that sounds interesting to you, just send me your name and your email address via DM. Yeah, and I'll let you know when we go live. So I hope this was helpful and you now have at least have an idea of how to plan your day.